Hello YouTube, there's going to be some weird lighting going on in this video because I've got a light there and one light there and another light there and it's all just uneven, so yeah, there's that. It's coming up to 6 months that me and Adam start sleeping on a futon as opposed to an airbed or a traditional mattress, the kind of big springy one, whatever that is. So I thought I'd make a little video about it and show the setup. This is the area that we're currently sleeping. I'm not good at this. So we've got our futon on the floor on the moment. It's not like a tiny single one, it's a double. We generally either leave it folded like that during the day or we roll it up completely and put it in the cupboard, but lately I've just been leaving it there because laziness. So yeah, I'll show the setup that we do for it and then I'll talk through what the experience has been like over the last 6 months. So this is the finished words, you know what I mean. This is how it is when it's finished. I don't script any of this, I just start talking at the camera. But yeah, so for the futon, we have a blanket on top, blanket under the blanket. We don't sleep under this, we sleep on top of this. We use this instead of a traditional sheet. We found it much more comfy, it keeps it a lot warmer. Because some people that have futons complain that they get a bit cold if the floor's cold. We have tried it without this and not really found a problem, but we just find it super cozy, so we use this. Then we have futon and we have a blanket underneath. The reason we have a blanket underneath is, it's hard to explain this without sounding gross, but basically when you sleep at night, your body produces a lot of sweat. And you'll just sweat straight through the futon because it's material. And then your floor will end up really wet and then your futon can get a bit smelly if that happens a lot. And so having the blanket underneath is almost like a sweat catcher. And I know that might sound really grim or might sound off-putting, but the exact same thing will happen with your normal mattress though, but you won't realise because normally the sweat will sink into it and then you get people that have the same mattresses for like 10, 20 years and think about how much like sweat and grime has gone in there. That's just like a bit grim to say the least. And so with this, we just wash the sheet underneath at least once a week, once every 2 weeks, kind of depending on how warm it's been, but it's normally fine. But I must say, sleeping on this futon has been the best sleeping experience of my life. Like, it's been so good and great. And we went from being on a normal mattress to being on an airbed to then try that temporarily because we wanted to see what we could do with the space in terms of squashing back down our sleeping arrangements so it didn't take up as much space. And I did have a strong interest in futons, but it was a bit like, okay, to not jump from one to the other straight away, we went to an airbed. And then we were like, la-di-da, la-di-da, sleeping on the airbed. Airbed popped multiple times to the point where we just started sleeping on blankets on the floor, which was okay, but I was getting some kind of pressure points on my hips and it was causing quite a bit of pain. And I was like, oh, kind of scared about floor sleeping after that. But once we actually switched to the futon, it was like the perfect middle ground because there's a decent amount of cushioning. I think there's 6 centimetres or so of cushioning. And so any pressure is taken off, but you still have the firmness that all your kind of ribs and all your body doesn't kind of sink in unevenly like the way it does with a mattress. Like, this futon, for me personally, and I think for Adam as well, I'm just going to speak for him, has ruined us for other beds. Like, if we go to a travel lodge, they're all like, oh, our comfortable beds. And we go there and we're like, bitch, we miss our futon. Because it's such a different experience. Like, I can't even necessarily say if there was an adjustment period because we went from blankets on the floor to the futon with these blankets. It felt like upgrading rather than downgrading. But we love that we have the flexibility of like putting it away and it all being in the cupboard and having all this space for activities or doing what we like with it, or we can sleep in the living room if we please and we can just change it up. I will occasionally air out the futon by opening the windows and just kind of like propping it up on a table and letting air go through it, but considering it's been 6 months, I'm pretty happy with the fact that sleeping on it every night, well, most nights apart from when we're on holiday, it has stayed so good and so plump, I guess. I almost expected it to really flatten out, but it stayed, if almost exactly the same as when we got it, if not the same. And it's just been great. Like, I couldn't suggest trying a futon any more than I have. Like, it's really, really helped my back pain. And I was getting significant back pain and rib pain prior to switching to a futon that is pretty much non-existent now. The only time I get back pain or anything now is if I've been at a concert and jumped around in my not so youthful body anymore, and then I'm a bit like, But then once I've been back on my futon for a few nights, it's all just like lovely, jubbly, jubbly, jubbly. I'm just trying to talk over the washing machine. I forgot to turn it off, but I've already committed to recording this video now, so yeah, no. The futon we got was from, I'm gonna say China? I might be wrong, I can't remember exactly because it's a while ago now. I can link the futon we have in the description below. It did cost about 120 quid, I believe, but like, that money was so worth it. So yeah, if you want a futon or you're thinking about the lifestyle, go for it. Because 6 months down the line, you'll be like, or like, I've never seen any other futon video where someone's been like, fuck a futon. So go for it. Now I'm gonna go have some veggie sausages and rice salad.